click-a-clack-a-lick-a-lack-a-lack happening. You might notice I shot these videos back to back because of the Grinch. So, it's cold down here. I'm having trouble with one of my breakers. I've got to work on it, so I can't turn too much of the heat up down here right now. I got to work on it tomorrow because it's late. I decided I'd get a video out. We are starting on the Wraith here. What I was telling you guys, I blew through transmissions, drive shafts, 44s, I think 45s, portaled, 10-3 diffs. That's what was underneath this thing. Wasn't going to work. Could have probably made them work. I wasn't fighting it. Some of this stuff will be going in other builds. I have another Wraith over here I might mess with. This thing tested my patience tonight pretty well. Reason why these are sticking up in the air, I'm going to keep the fastback, but I got one of the parts. I picked this up on eBay. Was the cheapest place I could find it. Chris something RC, I'll look for a link and put it down in the bottom. CRCG, eBay is where I got this from. They're very expensive if you go to A-Main. The ones that he makes that have all the scale goodies that are 3D printed and the gas tanks on the side corners, they're like crazy money. They're like 90 bucks. I wasn't paying that, especially for 3D print. This is a very nice 3D printed part though. Very, very nice. It is a wee bit on the heavier side, but it's got the nice top here that's removable. You can put stuff in here. You can put an ESC maybe, or your receiver if you wanted, or light controller or winch controller stuff in here. It does unscrew. You got 4 screws, sits back here in the back, and it gives you this little bed to put stuff in. You can put scale accessories in. I wanted to scale the Wraith a little bit, so I picked that up. I ended up getting this for it was right at 30 bucks. It was like $29 something shipped. So I'll put a link for it down below. It fits the 1.9 or the 2.2. It will fit with it being fastbacked, but you either got to trim this or make adjustments to whatever you're using. If you're using these style links, you got to trim the link or trim that to get this cage and everything to tighten back together. If you got it fastbacked, I don't care. I'm going to modify it. I have a little scale radiator back here that comes in the kit from Axial. I've got to do something else with here, how it was mounted, because that does interfere with it a little bit, but we'll get it figured out. I just wanted to share that with you. I didn't pick up, but I had a set of incision links here that were on another Wraith. That a little thing I ran into here that I don't really like about the 1.9 Wraith. These links are actually more inclined to, and I switched out the stainless hardware, and these oil spots you see is I WD-40'd all the pivot balls and everything, and then cleaned it, and then dropped silicone oil all over everything so they were nice and lubed up and moved around. I ended up having to make some adjustments to my skid pan here. I had to cut some away for these link ends to fit. These are the links, I do believe, more for your standard 2.2 Wraith. So I have pulled the front wheels forward. And I mocked it up with those axles I'm going to run tonight, and then took it all back apart to get everything set to where I didn't have to fiddle fudge around with stuff a crazy amount, to where I could just do the axles, put them in. I got to put my BP brace on it. And then we've pulled the whatever steel spur gear I hate steel spur gears. Back to this though. We got how the links are, the wheelbase of the links. Hold on a second. I've got a brand new 1.9 Wraith over here. Well, It's not brand new, but it's the better part of a brand new 1.9 Wraith, and I got this on a trade deal with some other stuff. You can see it's got the transmission and the drive shafts and the links and all that. Well, anyway, it's a brand new cage. This may turn out to be another build later. So the links on these, they had the links on this truck. I just did not care for the wheelbase on the 1.9 Wraith after getting into it here. I measured out everything here that they had, and like I said, there's only 3 links here because the 1.9 Wraith is a panhard bar setup with a 3 link in the front, not a 4 link. So I extended my front out by about, I think the front link standard are like 111 millimeters. I can't remember. I measured the crap out of them tonight. These might be 112. Hold on a second. We'll just grab it and we'll check real quick right here. Okay, so we have our digital caliper here. So turn it on, zero it out. So the front one's on here just because I can't remember the exact. We're going to go to the middle of the hole. This is how I do them. And that's we just go to the screw, and then we'll go to this one. So these are 114 mil, you might as well say. Let me see here. I think these are 114 mil on your stock front Wraith, maybe a little bit less. Okay, 113. So the ones I ended up going on here are 2 millimeters more. So I stretched it to the front 2 millimeters. I pulled it forward a little bit. I just did not care for how the wheels set back in the wheel well on the 1.9 Wraith, and I extended the back out. I can't remember. We'll go ahead and get a measurement here. Okay, so, and it might not. It's a relative measurement. It's not going to be perfect. So the rear ones here, $127 millimeters. Yeah, 127 mil. So, you know, that's a rough measurement on that one. So I think the ones I put on here are 130 in the back. Yeah, they were 130. So I stretched it 2 millimeters. So I went 2 millimeters out this way and 2 millimeters back. And I bolted my axles and stuff in, which are those, I'm going to call them knot jocks, is what I'm going to call those axles that I'm going to be running, which I'm going to be doing a video on those. And it kind of just pulled them back just a little bit more and just stretched it forward a little bit more. I did not like how the tires just set a little farther, too far back to me. I don't have any of the Wraith's wheels. I would show you what I'm talking about. I'll grab one real quick here. So the 1.9 Wraith, you had like your front wheel. So it was like your front wheel set back here almost, like farther towards the back. So I stretched it like 2 millimeters to bring it out like right into here, and it just looked better to me. It just looked more where it should be. I didn't care for it set right about it. And then when you turned, if your suspension flexed, if you're running a bigger tire, you're going to get into your frame right here. Even with wheel space, I have these 12 millimeter hubs, which extends it out 2 millimeters wider even. And it would have just ate into this a little bit. Not bad. It would have rubbed a little. But pulling that 2 millimeters forward, it set my front wheel where I wanted it, which was about here. And set my back wheel out about right here. Which I'm pretty sure those links would be closer to like the 2.2. I think that's what those links were designed for. The Wraith had the AR60 axles. But it just looks so much better on this Wraith, pulling the wheelbase out on it a little bit. I don't even know what the wheelbase actually is on the 1.9 Wraith. If it's a 12.3 wheelbase or standard wheelbase, I don't know. I just couldn't do it with the wheel, the tire and wheel with the stock link set like right about back into here, and just moving it forward, you can just see that difference. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Yeah, it just made a big difference to me. it just made a big difference to me, personally, myself. I just couldn't do it with it sitting here. It just looked kind of goofy. It just didn't look right. So I have corrected that with this one. I ended up running through trying like 3 different sets of links on this thing. It burned up so much time doing moving links around. To finally get our right pinion angles and all that stuff that we were going to need. Basically what I'm waiting on for this, and you'll see the zip ties holding my links because I didn't want them dangling. I'm tired of flopping around. Like this one right here. Just flopping, I hate that. I need to zip tie these up too. Because I'm going to be building a 2-2 Wraith. What I call a 2-2 Wraith, I think. Probably not on this one. I have another one over here. We got another one right here. That's got a Proline Ford. Oop, we hit our camera. We got another one here. The funny thing is these are all 1.9 cages because they got the panhard mount on them right here. It's kind of weird, but this one has the old school battery mount in the back, which is a big no-no. Well, I don't know why Axial ever did that. This one obviously needs cleaned up. It's pretty well used, but it's got a sweet, like a hydro dipped body or something. I'll grab the body real quick here, show you guys. So this is that cool hydro dipped body, and it's the Bronco. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the Proline Bronco. You know, I can cut these out and put some cool lights in it here if I wanted. It's got a little muddy on it. It's got one little crease here in the Lexan, but it ain't bad. Really, really nice, guys. It's really nice. This is going to be another build later. I'm going to leave the full cage on this one. I'm not going to fastback it. But I'm going to get AR-60 style axles and put under this one to build me the old school 2-2 Wraith like I used to have back in the day. And then I still have another brand new 1.9 cage over here. So we might build ourselves a stalker. These are the 44 stock AR-44 axial, just axles, so it might toss us together. I don't know, or then might go in an LCG carbon fiber chassis build later. I have a lot of stuff planned for the channel. But yeah, this is going to turn into a build later. Definitely, for sure, 100%. I want to do something a little crazy. I might even do full wheel steering on it. I don't know. So that's going to be another one later. Get it out of the way. So, but this one's going to be like an all-around trail rock, you know. It's not got my favorite tire. It's got Rock Beast on it. It's not my favorite tire, but we're going to give these, hopefully the lugs are further apart than the 155 Rock Beast. These are the 4.45 ones. We're going to give these a shot on here because they do, these tires do, I'll give them points for, they do look badass. But yeah, this one's going to get put together first, and then we'll go from there. I've still got some pretty cool stuff I'm waiting on to come in for this one. I have the SE all ready for it. It's going to go in it. I need to get the hot racing aluminum transmission case for the stealth transmission for the Element, because I want that transmission housing, and I've already got the stealth transmission here, brand new. I want to get their steel gears for it, to put their steel gears. We're going to max out the overdrive inside the transmission on this one, which isn't crazy far. I can't remember. It's like 11%, 18%. I don't know. Like I said, more trails, so that's plenty of overdrive for the trail truck. You know, not that I think you can overkill overdrive. You can go too far with overdrive, in my opinion. You can, but you know, I'm really digging it. I like these Wraiths, guys. They were, you know, sucks that they discontinued these now, and guys are jacking the prices up on them. Just like everything else that gets discontinued. I wish I'd have bought one of these a long time ago and put it up, because these really are good trucks. The 1.9 just suffers. This one has a half brace on it that probably took care of the problem. But I'm going to be putting the BP full brace on here, because I'm going to go ahead and keep the 3-link. I know I'm stupid. I have 4-link mounts. I have 2 4-link mounts. I have a 4-link mount for BPC that'll go right on this 1.9 Wraith. It'll work on anything with the AR-44. I want the 3-link. I'm keeping the 3-link with my knot jocks. That's what's going on here. Because it's not going to be a hardcore crawler, rock crawler type stuff. It's going to be semi-trail scale. As scale as, Lex and stuff gets. I gotta get my other interior. I think I'm going to switch out to the old school interior that used to come in the 2.2 race that had the full interior. You could put a full figure in them. Back in the day, that was about one of the coolest scale things you could do on the race. They actually had a full Recaro racing seat interior and stuff in it. They had real nice dash and details in them. CC Hand still sells the diamond plate parts that go in the Wraith interiors in the old Wraith. And you can scale them out. If I can't dig that out, I had a full set somewhere. We're going to be changing some of this stuff out. The driver's head, I've got a cool skull head that I can put in here. Just kind of scale it up a little bit. Because this isn't like, super scale stuff. This is, just something cool to go out and run. And I've always wanted the 1.9 Wraith. I just never pulled the trigger on buying it. So it sucks that Axial, discontinued, in my opinion, one of their cooler models that they made. They did have the downfall of the Axial, I call bubblegum plastic a little bit with the chassis flex. And that BPC company came up with the parts here. This is, an aftermarket one they have here. It's a half steel one. It might take care of what I'm saying is when you steered these with your servo mounted on a 3-link panhard up here, your chassis flexed, and you got that chassis sway up here. You put that BPC part in here, that plate, and it corrects that problem. If I honestly found a good deal on another 1.9 Wraith, if I had the money, I would probably buy it just to have it on a nice clean one, not beat up. This one's not beat up too bad or anything. It just, somebody had it, didn't really 100% know exactly what they were doing with stuff, and they put 10-3 axles under it, and I didn't want portals. I wanted straight axles under it. I'm not a big fan of portals in the Wraiths. Maybe I might do capper style axles. I don't know. I'm really probably going to build an AR-60 build is what I'm going to do. Still got to figure out the gearing because I am running the Element Stealth X transmission. I think is it Stealth X? I don't know. It's the Element Stealth transmission. It bolts right to the skid plate on these. It's the same footprint as this transmission. It goes right in these. I've already had it in it tonight. I just got to get all my stuff configured. Like I said before I start, I got to get the transmission put together. I'm really waiting on just that to start bolting this thing back together. I'm going to be going over, let me pause this and we'll grab the knot jocks. So once again, these are the knot jocks, even though they're kind of like a knockoff rock jock, kind of similar style, supposed to Axial. That's what I'm going to be running in it. We're going to be doing a video tearing these down, going through, Loctiting everything, checking tolerances. These are a smooth axle. These things are pretty smooth, just the way they are. Looks like they do not have sealed bearings in them. Just looking here, excuse me, at my pinion bearing right here. That is not got the little sealed bearing style, the little bearing with the rubber cover. So we're going to be going through marine greasing the absolute snot out of all this, making sure that everything is marine greased in it to make sure the bearing, because these non-sealed bearings don't seem like they do last as long. I was not going to blow the money trying to find rock jocks for this build. We're going to give these cheaper ones a go and see how they hold up. And then there is another guy on YouTube that's ran these and he had good luck with them. The AR-44 guts, I do believe. I'm not a huge Axial guy, so I don't know about the 45s. If it's the same ring and pinions, I don't know. I do know the 44 parts do fit these, he said. So you can take your 44, this is the rear and the rear, and from my understanding, everything will transfer from the 44 axle, 44 axle, out over into this axle, into this housing. He said it gets a little bit tight. He said in there tolerances get a little tight, but they still don't bind and they roll free. So if it's a big deal, you can always break something. You can swap the axial 44 stuff in it. So if the 44 stuff fits, then your upgrade parts fit. So what are you crying about? Because this is a nice looking housing, and I'm sure it'll hold up just fine. Like I said, that's the rear one. This is the front one. We're gonna just be going through everything, making sure everything's Loctite. We're gonna run it with these bearings, just for the fact is, so we can see how, if somebody buy these and properly sets them up with Loctite and properly goes through and greases them and makes sure everything is set, we'll see how they hold up on the channel here. I don't think they're going to be a problem. That's just me. I personally don't feel like they're going to be an issue, and they're really nice looking axles for a pretty affordable price. And if they're junk, they're junk. You'll see they're junk, I'll tell you, don't buy them. They're piles of garbage. I'll just tell you straight out. I'm not going to lie to you about it. If something's not going to work, I don't want somebody else spending their hard-earned money on it either. So, but yeah, we did get our tires and wheels mounted. The beadlock rings I got fit. If you buy these Hobby Park wheels and you buy the Injora, I think they call these like SLW hubs that go on them. The Injora hubs fit the Hobby Park wheels. Pretty much of all of your beadlock rings, I think, like if you want to run Vanquishes or whatever, I'm pretty sure all these interchange. These went right on like butter. So you have, your Injora parts and then all your lock rings all interchanged with them Hobby Park wheels. I'm really happy I like these wheels and tires. They got good weight to them. I got to go through and Loctite all everything together. But these are what we're going to be running on this bad boy. The orange and black attack. So I will be doing a video when I set up the Desert Lizard shocks on this. They won't be a full droop setup because that's not where I'm going with this build. I think that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys got any questions, you can drop them down in the comments on this video. I'll try to answer you out, whatever I can do to help you figure out what point you in the right direction. I will try to link everything, that information from other YouTube videos that I have found. I will try to link that information to this video with a guy where I got, these axles he's running. I will try to link his stuff. I don't think he has anything new current updated on that, but he does have some good information in those videos, and he did definitely stress test those axles in his video. Said he had about 9 hours, 10 hours runtime on them at that time, and he still hadn't had any failures. But once again, what's the big deal if you have a failure? Because all this stuff that there's a plethora of upgrades for will fit right in those nice aluminum housings. So I can't see there being that big of an issue, even if I do break something. I think that's it for the Wraith here. I appreciate everybody that's been liking and subscribing. If you guys watch, please subscribe. If you've made it to the end of this video, hugs and kisses, much appreciation. I highly appreciate the dudes that hang in there, dudes and dudettes that hang in there for the entire video and watch all the content. You guys, I just don't say that. I truly highly appreciate it. I'm trying to get the channel to grow, so I appreciate people that drop the comments and hit that like button. I understand it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It is what it is. Trying to bring you guys good content and just share the RC love all around. And from the RC Dungeon, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. Peace.